In this video, we are going to discuss about process framework and process patterns. First, we shall see what is meant by process in software engineering. Here, the process refers to the collection of activities, actions, and other tasks that are to be performed to create some software product. And all these activities, actions, and tasks all reside within a framework and they define the relationship with the process and with one another. The process framework consists of five activities: communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. The communication, for example, the software developer may interact with the client to know the requirements. So, this particular activity is called communication. And next, after knowing the requirements of the customer, planning has to be done. That is, how we are going to proceed and what are the requirements, whether it is feasible or not to develop that particular software. And then comes the third activity, that is modeling. Modeling a small prototype of that particular framework or the particular requirement of the customer is made. Then that model is shown to the customer. And then after when the customer is satisfied by that model, then goes the another activity, that is construction, where the real implementation of the software part starts. The coding, programs, everything is written, and then the last one is deployment, where the developed software is executed in the customer environment. Apart from these activities, we have also the other activities called umbrella activities. The umbrella activities include project tracking and control, analysis of risk and management of risk, then quality assurance, configuration management, and then technical reviews. So this diagram shows the software process framework. So here you could see the software process has a framework, and inside the framework we have the umbrella activities, and umbrella activities consist of numerous activities, and each activity has many tasks. So task defines what are the steps that has to be taken in order to accomplish a particular activity. Next is process flow. This process flow describes how the activities, actions, and tasks are organized. In process flow, we have different types of process flow. First one is linear process flow. In linear process flow, all the framework activities takes place in a sequential manner. That is, first communication takes place, then planning, modeling, and when modeling gets completed, we move on to the construction, and when construction gets completed, and finally to the deployment stage. And the another method is iterative process flow. Here, one or more of the activities are repeated before proceeding to the next level. For example, here you could see communication and planning. This activity takes place many times before proceeding on to the third activity, that is modeling. And similarly here, the modeling also we have repeated tasks, and once all the tasks are completed, then it moves on to the next activity level, that is construction. And the another method is evolutionary process flow. In evolutionary process flow, all the activities are executed in a circular manner. So for example, first the communication takes place between the developer and the customer, and then they move on to the planning, then modeling, construction, and deployment. And afterwards, once this cycle gets completed, once again the developer and the customer interacts, then the customer, after giving the requirements, the developer will plan and then model, construct, and deploy. So likewise, this task repeats in a circular manner. And the other last method is parallel flow. In parallel flow, one or more activities are executed in parallel. For example, here when modeling activity is being happening, we could see both the inputs from communication and planning activity. So communication and planning activity takes place simultaneously and they provide input for the modeling activity. Next, we shall move on to process pattern. Okay, what is process pattern? Process pattern, it describes, that is, what are the problems that can be encountered when we develop a particular software, and then it also identifies the environment in which the problem will be encountered and also finds and suggests us with solutions that are already been proven in certain circumstances similar to our circumstance. And these patterns can be defined at any level of abstraction. And there's a template for process pattern. This template is defined by the person Ambler. So according to his template, the first thing is we should give a pattern name for the particular problem or the context of that software process. And next is forces, that is the environment in which that particular pattern is encountered and what are the issues that made us to see that particular problem and what are the various issues that are created due to that particular problem. And third one is the type. So type, we have three things. One is the stage pattern, then task pattern, and phase pattern. Stage pattern defines the problem associated with the framework activity for the process, and task pattern defines the problem associated with a particular task. For example, consider requirement gathering task. Whenever we want to gather the requirement from the customer, we may face some problems. For example, if we are going to contact the customer through the mobile phone, then the customer has to be free at that particular time and there should be a proper network connection. And the last one is the phase pattern. It defines the sequence of framework activities that occurs within the process. And the template also contains the information about initial context. That is, it describes the conditions under which the pattern applies to the initiation of the pattern. That is, which organization or which team have already faced that particular problem and then what is the pattern that they have used and so on. And next is resulting context. In resulting context, it the template describes the conditions that will result once we are going to use that particular proven solution to our problem. And next one is related patterns. That is, we could see many process patterns that are available for a particular process. So if we could face any problem, we can select the required process pattern for our particular process. And last one is known users and examples. So this template, it indicates the specific instances in which that particular pattern is applicable. That is where we can use it and for what type of process we can use this. Thank you.